And after we're done analyzing for gold, we're going to be moving over to the yen basket, which is an indices for all yen-related pairs. And finally, we'll wrap it up with some commentaries and some questions and answers as we wrap up today's market color. So I'm going to give you a few moments to share the link to today's market color to as many people as possible, friends, family, loved ones, those who you know are interested in trading and would value the content we're putting out for you with regards to today's market color. So make sure you share the link in the chat box and make sure every other person who should be here gets the link to join. All right, so in a few moments from now, we're going to be moving straight to the analysis. Big news coming out from the US, and quite interestingly, as we would want to see how that is going to affect the pairs we trade, especially US-related pairs. All right, so we're going to be moving straight to the analysis for the dollar. Okay. All right. So this is the dollar index, and from what we're seeing already, the dollar index has lost some momentum from the previous week and even the week before that. And we're seeing the dollar index trading to some discount level, even take out previous lows that we expect it to respect while moving to the downside. Now we're seeing where the dollar index has rested, and it may find some momentum from here moving forward. However, it's been projected already that going into the remaining part of this half year or the first half of the year, we might see some bearishness in the dollar, especially for this year's summer period. So we're expecting that this bearishness of the dollar may continue into August, and then after August, possibly it may find some breather to resume its uptrend. Okay. So from what we're seeing, based off fundamental analysis and sentiment analysis, we might see the dollar still trading to the downside. Now, another influence to this is fundamentals from the US, which is with regards to the election that is coming up already in a few months from now, right? About 2 to 3 months, 3 months from now, thereabouts, we should be having the US election. Now, there are some not so good news coming out from that angle. We saw the assassination attempt on one of the presidential candidates just last week, and then during the weekend. And before then, it's been vote of no confidence on the current president by some members of some people in the US. And we've been seeing that things are not so rosy for the US dollar at the moment because of the kind of news coming out from the United States of America. So we might not see further strength in the dollar or bad. We might see some range in the dollar going forward. So what we're expecting to see for the dollar is either a range or some continuation of this downtrend, maybe all the way to this low, because this is one of the places we've projected that the dollar index may sell into before it finds some strength to resume its uptrend. Okay, so between now and the end of the election period, I'm seeing that the dollar index may remain in this range. Okay, all the way here. Okay, the dollar index may remain in this range for a while until after the election. So I would rather trade all other dollar-related pairs independent of the dollar, and I would want to see what the dollar does when it finally breaks out of this range, right? So I hope that is clear. And then just before we continue to the other news, to other currency pairs, let's just take a brief look at the news releases we're expecting for today. For today, there's Bank of Japan holiday. So Lekon is going to be talking about that later on. Fed Powell is going to be speaking later today. Then during his speech, we might get some insight as to what our interest rates are going to be by the end of the month. Then we're going to be having, of course, retail sales later tomorrow, and we're going to be having CPI for GBP later tomorrow also, on Wednesday rather. Then big news for this week, on Thursday, we're going to be having interest rate, which they call the main financing rate for Europe. But I'm expecting it to become flat because the current president of the European Central Bank has been making statements. Miss Christine is making statements that looks like they might not cut interest rate any further. Prior to now, the interest rate used to be at 4.5%. They had to cut it to about 4.25% some weeks ago. And with what they're seeing at the moment and what they're saying, they might retain the current interest rate to be at 4.25% without doing anything. So that might not bring any great effect to the euro. Worst case scenario, it might bring a short-term sell of the euro during that period. Then we're expecting retail sales from GBP, and that will be all for the week. So those news releases for the week are things we would want to look out for. And then overall, we're looking at the dollar, because all eyes are on the dollar. Everyone wants to see what the result of the dollar is going to be, or what the dollar is going to be as a result of the news coming out of the dollar as it stands. So I'm also looking at it, and from what we just analyzed this morning, we might see the dollar remain in this range, all right, possibly break out to this low, to take out this low, and then remain in this range during this election period, because some investors will not want to just escape from the dollar without having clear direction as to why they're living and where they're living to. So everyone is already factoring in various things that could affect the dollar. So for me at this point, sentiment on the dollar is going to be mixed. Some people are having sentiment that the dollar would sell during this kind of period. Some others are having sentiment that the dollar should buy during this kind of period. So when we have mixed sentiments like this, it's best we just analyze other pairs independent of the dollar. Now, talking about analyzing other pairs independent of the dollar, we're going to be analyzing the euro against the dollar right away. Now, looking at euro USD against the dollar, now something interesting happened. All right, I'm going to show you that in a moment. Now, if you look at euro at the same level, all right, somewhere around the high of June, all right, yeah, we're in the month of July. So if you're looking at the high of June has not been taken out yet, okay, because if you draw a straight line across the high of June, you see that the high of June has not been taken out yet. And then for the dollar index, look at the low of June. The low of June has been taken out already, but then the high of June has not been taken out. Now, when we also look at that same thing on GBP USD, you see that the high of June on GBP USD has been taken out. All right, so this is giving me a cause for concern, because we might see an SMT divergence play happen right away, or there could be a correction on the euro side. Okay, so this is what I'm looking out for. So since the high of June has been taken out on GBP USD and the low of June has been taken out on the dollar index, but then on Euro USD, the high of June has not been taken out. So that should giving me a sign that break of structure or that liquidity grab may just be a stop point, and price may return back to the downside. So I'm keeping an eye on Euro USD going into this week, because I'm concerned as to why it hasn't broken this high as others has done so. So the liquidity of last month has been grabbed. That's what I'm saying in essence. The liquidity of last month has been grabbed on on GBP USD and on the dollar index. But on Euro USD, it has not done that. So I'm concerned. I want to see Euro USD that break above this high, or GBP USD start returning back into the range and selling further downward. So those are the two things I want to see happen. So I'll be patient enough to watch and see how this play out before I take those trades. But for now, I'll just sit on my hands and watch, so that I don't get caught up in the middle of all these international sentiments. So for Euro USD, this is what I'm looking out for. I want to see it break out of this high, or then start selling from here. So I'll be watching microstructure on the 4 hours and 1 hour time frame to see how that unfolds. So on the 1 hour time frame, I want to see a clear break of structure. One of the clear places that should happen is somewhere around here, because we're seeing that this is the low that created this high. I want to see Euro USD trade below here, so that I will have clear direction on where it's trading. Because of my preferred style of trading, I would have to be patient quite longer to see this plays happen over time. So this is about 30 pips, so something I can wait out for the rest of the day. Knowing how Euro USD can be slow at the beginning of the week, I might have to wait out the whole day to see if Euro USD is going to trade below this level. Once it breaks below here, I'm willing to sell. If it doesn't break below here, I want to see break above here so that I'll have clear direction to continue buying Euro USD. So this is my analysis on Euro. It's quite mixed, but already I have two indicators for the upside and for the downside to get clear direction on where I'm trading the Euro to. Now for GBP USD, it's quite clear. We're already seeing that GBP USD is very clear and obvious that it's willing to trade further upwards to the upside, right? So on the daily time frame for GBP USD, we're looking at where is the next liquidity point that GBP USD should be trading into, and we already have that as this external liquidity right here, this old high. Okay, this old high is a new target for GBP USD. So I would want to see how GBP USD is going to trade and break above this high. So I'm looking for buys as we speak. And I've been waiting to see GBP USD is going to take out the low of Asia so that we can start buying it all the way up here. But then it has not broken the low of Asia yet. So this is about 30 pips, quite interesting for intraday trading. So I'm still waiting to see if that is going to happen. And then I'll go long on GBP USD with my target as 1.29960. Okay, so I hope that was clear and concise. So if you have any question, please feel free to start asking your questions right away. Okay, so I'll be waiting to see if you have any questions. If not, we'll go on a very short break. And when we return, we'll be analyzing gold and also we'll be analyzing gold and the yen related currencies. Okay. All right. So in the absence of any question, we're going to be going on a very short break. And when we return, yeah, I've not seen clear entries for now. I'm just waiting. I've already set my traps, all right, as usual. So I would want to see price take out the low that it created in Asia so that I can buy GBP USD all the way to this high. When it takes out this high, I'll just patiently wait to see because I'm expecting a sell-off from that high. Even if it's not a reversal, at least a retracement from that high, seeing how GBP USD has bought. If you look at it on the daily time frame, seeing how GBP USD has bought all the way up, I want to see some sell back to this place before it continues buying back up again. All right, so I'm waiting for GBP to give me clear direction before I take my trades. All right, okay, so I believe this is clear and understood by everyone. So we're going to go on a very, very short break. And when we return, we're going to be analyzing gold. Hopefully, we're going to be seeing some setups on gold because gold is looking very ripe for some good setups today. So when we go or when we return from that break, we'll be looking at gold and then we'll be checking out possible entries for gold and then for some yen pairs because I'm very interested in the yen pairs during this period of uncertainty for the US. So stay tuned. When we return, we'll continue with the analysis. Cheers. And see you when we return from the break.
If you're in the city of Abuja and you want to learn a skill that can help you earn as you learn, then listen up. Now, it's a common saying that it takes an average of 3 years to learn a skill and become profitable at it. How about I share a secret with you that can help you shorten that journey and help you make consistent weekly cash flow, meaning you get to earn while you learn. Allow me to introduce you to the ATM cash flow training. This is the only trading course that can take a total beginner trader up to an intermediate level and up to an advanced trader, taking you from basically zero to hero. This training will be starting from the 24th of July to the 26th of July live in the city of Abuja, and we're going to have our CEO with us, Ejimi, the profitable investor. It doesn't end there. Even after the training, there's going to be weekly follow-up classes with you and facilitators of the EFT Academy to ensure your profitability. Tell me, how much pressure does it get? If this is something you're interested in, send us a DM and we'll get you started. If you're in the city.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Welcome back to the Market Follow, brought to you by the Value Flow Trading Team and powered by our preferred broker, your preferred broker, Opta. Has a very good analysis from CJ this morning. So right about now, we're going into the analysis of the precious metal. Like we said, Monday used to be when you should pay more attention to the market and look for where exactly you are heading to in the week. Good morning, Fundi. Good morning. It's great connecting with you during the weekend. Good morning. Well done. All right. So let's quickly go straight into analysis of the precious metal. How are we going to move? Okay, if you look at the precious metal on the weekly time frame, I want us to start from the weekly time frame. We've seen clearly that we are very much bullish. However, we've been in a very long range for a while. Is now, as you all can see, the market has been ranging all through. It's been a ranging market. But price is currently at our POI where we look forward to start shorting it from. Okay, so if you look at it on the daily time frame, you are going to see on the daily time frame where we marked last week. Yes, great. We have it still there where we marked last week at this particular level. If you go lower to the lower time frame, you are going to see that this place is actually a flip zone, and we want to look for short at that particular level. And we said something last week that if you are shorting here, that means your SL will be a bit wild, because if you enter here at this place, then your SL should be somewhere above here, and that should be over like 100 or 200 pips SL, or you know where you are heading to. We are expecting the precious metal to sell all the way to clear this liquidity this week, all things being equal, because as CJ already explained, we are looking for some level of short on the SY this week. So as we are expecting that short, with all things being equal, we expect the as we are expecting the short of BSY, we expect it to push up or range of the precious metal, and the moment it comes back, then we follow it all the way to the downside. All right. So if you look at it on the 4-hour time frame, we are going to notice on the 4-hour time frame right now, all we are seeing there is this. Okay, so this is it on the 4-hour time frame. You see that's the flip zone. That is where we have been expecting market to trace into all throughout last week, and market did just that. And from this zone, we expect it to start going all the way to the downside. But right now, we are still hoping that there's a possibility for price to stay on and clear liquidity around this level before going back down. And as you see this mark up that you are seeing on the screen right now. All right, so if you look at it on the 4-hour, 1-hour time frame, then let's drill it down to see if we are going to get some entries for the precious metal. Now, on the 1-hour time frame, this is what people call a bullish flag, meaning the price action is still very much bullish. We've not seen a clear break of market structure to the downside. However, price is actually at the POI where we would be looking out for sell. And as we've always said, when price gets to our POI, as we've seen on the 4-hour time frame, that's why we have this level. When price gets there, we don't just jump into the sell, but we want to see the entry signature, our entry signature for the sell. So now on the 1-hour time frame, we've not seen that entry signature for the sell right now. But if we go to the lower time frame, which is 15 minutes, we've seen more on 15 minutes of the sell on 15 minutes, which is when price broke this. That was on Friday. We saw how price broke this low to the downside, and right, we'll be expecting price to come back all the way to this place, and that is why we see price just ranging in here. But for today, opening up today, if you are looking to short the precious metal for today, I am going to look out for this particular level here. We're seeing some level of short somewhere here, and that is going to be a good one because we have a very small stop loss there. All right. So when price comes back to that level, we may want to short precious metal at that point, and that is about less than 25 pips. Well, yes, about 20 pips SL, and that's all we want to see. Then we begin to short it all the way to the downside. So this is going to be a very good one if price, retreats back into that level. But you may just see price get to this flip zone here, which is this particular zone here, and start selling. And inside that level again, you can see there is a small fair value gap inside of it. Can we just go to 5 minutes to drill that particular zone out? Good. This is it on 5 minutes. You can see this is the shoulder, this is the possible break, this is the sweep, and possible break to the downside. However, price is coming all the way back up. So we expect price to come back into the zone, and inside of the shoulder we have the fair value gap there. IFPD particularly go to the left and right inside of it, and also this is a flip zone. So if price enters into this particular level, you want to begin to write it down. And if you enter here, great. But if you are the type that just you don't like to give anything to the market, you only love to collect from the Caesar, you don't like to give anything to Caesar, you may want to wait and allow price to enter this zone. But if you are waiting for price to enter into this zone, you'll be left out of the show. All right. So that is another option for you. This from this zone here, and you have this RFPD here. So that's an option, that's an entry point. And at the same time, from the 15-minute time frame, we from this particular zone where we are here, that price may get here at the same time. Then if you have enough capital that you can risk, you may want to give it a 3 shots, meaning the first one when price gets, when it clears this particular level here and it gets to this particular line, which is more the flip zone and other block, you see reaction there. You may give your first shot there, that's the first entry, and second one inside of this particular zone here. All right, so you give it that way. So that is just the 2 entry you may be looking out for the precious metal short this morning. All right, but for looking at it generally, say you want to long this, we've not really seen a very clear move to the upside for the long. However, I know someone will be like, yes, this is a shoulder here. You are very correct. And if you zoom in, let's look at 30 minutes. If you look at 30 minutes, this particular zone that we are seeing here, from this level here to this level, if you look at it very well, it looks more like a range. I see it now. So inside of it, you may just be, riding in and out inside of that level. We'll come back to the 5 minutes to get your point well, or 15 minutes rather, to get it well, which is you may want to consider this as a shoulder, meaning if price get to this point and it's sold all the way to this level here, you may want to look at, okay, when price clears this level, is it going to clear this way too? But the overall move that we are expecting is for it to sell all the way and clear the liquidity level that we've seen right from the daily time frame. This is this level, particularly this week. I'm expecting the precious metal to clear this level this week to the downside, and it should sell all the way into at least this fair value gap that we have in here. This is a fair value gap, and at the same time more of a flip zone. If you change the chart now, you are going to see that. So that is what we are expecting for a precious metal this week, for it to short all the way into that zone of 2024. All right, so let's quickly take a look at the yen basket. For the past few months now, it's been a solemn assembly for the yen traders, particularly those who have been, anticipating a long for the yen basket. It's been a very solemn one because the more you see it go down, expecting it to come back up, the more it keeps sliding to the downside. However, last week we saw some level of shift, and this is the kind of shift that I usually love to look out for, where markets, you've been seeing since when it wants to shift here. Look at what this is more. Let's pay attention to this now. When price is trying to buy somewhere around this place, it builds liquidity below here before it got all the way to the upside. And it came back, it clears everything and keep going down. But at this particular point here now, we can see how it moved sharply to the downside and it rejects that move again to the upside, creating a market structure shift on the daily time frame. Well, I want to believe that this is what we are looking for, or should we expect another one? Like someone told, okay, so let us go there. All right, so this is it. This is the shoulder. You get the point now. This is the shoulder on the daily time frame. This is the shoulder. We have our shoulder here. And we've seen the sweep. This is the sweep, and we've seen the possible break to the upside. So what we are expecting for the yen basket to this week is for it to continue to the upside or come back a bit, test this shoulder here, having an order block there, then resume fully its uptrend So we want to believe that this is the uptrend we've been expecting from the year basket for a long while since the beginning of the year. So we are looking out for that. Now, for the other yen correlated pair, some things happened on Thursday into Friday last week for the other yen correlated pair as GJ approaches POI on the monthly time frame. So if you look at the monthly time frame, this is the monthly time frame for GJ. You are going to see the POI will mark. This is it. You see the order block, and inside the fair value gap here, we've been expecting for a long time now that GJ should rally into that level, and we've seen it did the same thing as we are expecting it to do. It has tapped that order block. If I remove this now, you are going to see that. Let me remove this so we all can see that. Now look at this. Can you see it now? See the look at the eye of this candle, eye of this monthly candle, if you can see it. Okay, let me remove this so you can see it well. All right, this is the eye of the candle, and take a look at also the other block here. So look at it. It starts exactly that level and it begins to come down. So that's what we are expecting for GJ. So if you go to the weekly time frame of GJ, we are going this week, we are expecting that it should give a proper sell signature. And as we've seen, last week was when it rallied all the way, you see the rejection to the downside. And if this week would close bearish, then that is going to give us more confirmation that we are ready to follow GJ to the downside. All right. So if you look at it on the daily time frame, we are going to see, yes, we have something more like a break to the downside because of this level, but is with a wick, not a body. So that is more of a concern to me. But if today closes bearish to the downside again, that gives us a confirmation of what we have been waiting for. Then it's going to turn this to a shoulder, and we are going to ride it all the way to the downside for the yen pairs. All right. So if you look at it on the 4-hour time frame, it already gave us what we are looking for. All right, so this is it. Yes, this is the shoulder here. We've seen the fossil break to the downside, and it came all the way again on Friday to tap into that flip zone, which is almost the shoulder level for itself. So that is giving us a confirmation of what we should be trading for the GBP JPY, which is the sell. And there are also some other pairs who already gave us a pre-information of what is happening, what is going to happen with GJ and other yen correlated pairs, because remember on Wednesday we saw a sharp move on NJ on Wednesday. NZD-JPY on Wednesday, we saw that move to the downside for NZD-JPY. Let me quickly put that up. Okay, so let's quickly look at AUD-JPY also gave good visit. So NZD-JPY already gave us a preview of what we should be expecting in other, JPY pairs, because we've seen the way it broke its own structure for a long while since Wednesday to the downside. I remember Bob saying if this particular level did not hold, then we should expect a collapse of other pairs too, and that is exactly what is going on right now. We've seen it break to the downside. All right, so if you look at AUD-JPY too, is doing the same thing. So right now, my own preferred pair to trade now would be AUD-JPY because it already printed everything plain and clear. However, we may expect price to come all the way into this particular zone here. Remember, this particular zone we just marked now has been a very strong sell zone that we've been anticipating. We have a sell position here that was taken out a few days back. All right. And now is been violated to the downside. So we expect that when price comes back to this particular zone, then we want to follow it to the downside. So other yen correlated pairs look more of a sell to us. This is also AUDJPY, NZDJPY. This NZDJPY, and it's more of a sell. We are still going to drill down to the lower time frame to see where exactly would our entry be. Great. This is CAD JPY. CAD JPY also has its own, signature here too. You can see this is it. That is even much more sweeter for that CAD JPY. Okay, so all we're expecting is CAD JPY to just come and test into this zone and continue its collapse to the downside. But USD JPY actually played out what we've been expecting for a long while. So this is USD JPY. I remember on Wednesday, when we saw this signature on Wednesday, we said we should wait for price to come all the way here and price start into that zone on Thursday, and we can see how it's collapsed to the downside, which we're expecting price to come and clear liquidity at this particular level. So it did that, and the next place we are looking out for NZD, USD JPY now is this. See all this diagonal liquidity we have here, we expect price to come and clear them out, particularly if it breaks this particular plate zone that we have here. This plate zone here, we expect it to be broken. All right, so if price closes today below this line here, then we have that confirmation and we'll follow it all the way to the downside. Okay, so that is for the yen correlated pair, AUD JPY, NZD JPY, GBP JPY. And remember, let's look out for GJ, because we've been anticipating the sell of GJ for a very long time now. All right, so look out for GJ sell, look out for it, and it's going to be a very sweet one. All right, so if there's any question, you can easily type in the chat box and let's quickly attend to it before we call it a day. Now, for now, GJ, we are only waiting for price to get back to that UI where we want here. Now we've seen price test that particular level, and it may not get there again. So let's quickly look at it on 15 minutes. What exactly do we have on 15 minutes? On 15 minutes right now, we don't have any clear entry yet, for the 15-minute time frame. After the breakdown, all we will see is just a range all through. And if you look at it from the 30 minutes too, the same thing is happening. Instead, look at the other pairs. You are going to see any entry in those ones. All right, AUD JPY. So, yeah, if you look at AUD JPY, you're going to see that AUD JPY has not actually come back to test its own level the way GBP JPY did. So we expect AUD JPY to come back to this zone, then we can easily follow it to the downside. That's why I said earlier on that Mondays, just watch out, set all your traps, then expect markets to get there and you follow through. All right, so that is how we do it on the morning. Right. Someone says, please, do we have a bias on GBP here? Sentimentally, okay. If that's it, or please don't lie, you may want to check the news update for that. Not check the news update for that, but structurally, particularly for JPY, we are expecting the short because we already got into our POI for itself. And if you look at the value flow models for the GBP, value flow models for the GBP, you are going to see what exactly is happening there. So you may want to get the value flow models for GBP, then you can easily follow through with that. All right. So, it's not all the information we are going to give out here. Some are majorly for our students. And if you want to get that, you can easily, get it from the group. All right. Get it from the group and we get it to you there. You have the information right there. Okay. So if there's any other question, you can easily ask and we attend to it. And as you type your question, remember the train we're having in the city of Abuja on the 24th to 26th of this month. It's going to be a very great, mind-blowing one for everybody because, it's going to, boss himself will be there. Every one of us will be there to teach you how you can raise the money in synthetic, and you don't want to wait to see how sweet it is. So if the market is telling you to wait like this, synthetic don't tell you to wait. Synthetic is always like give you this, give you that. If you don't see on one pair, you get to get it on the other pair. And it's going to be a very great one. The date is already fixed for 24th to 26th, and venue will only be communicated to those who register. For those who have registered, you are going to get the venue as soon as possible, and every other thing you need is sent to you. So registration is closing by this Friday. Make sure you register, and also we'll be giving some, trading accounts out during the course of the trading, synthetic trading accounts, not currency this time around. So you may want to be part of that, so that, and as we are going to be giving you those accounts, particularly those who register. If you are registering this week, you are going to get that, register and get the opportunity to get those accounts. So we are not just going to give you those accounts. At the same time, we are going to walk you through how to trade those accounts profitably. So those are the things we'll be doing at the ATM cash flow trading Abuja edition this month, 24th to 26th of this month. All right, if there's no any other question, we are going to converge again by 3 p.m. for the New York overview of the market. All right, you can quickly type your question, please. So I'll be waiting for your question. Do we need to wait for fundamental before selling joy? Okay, GPY pairs. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Lekon. How are you this morning?
Fine, thank you, sir.
Good to hear from you. Good morning to everyone. So just a quick commentary. We have finally seen the volatility that we expect in the market, especially on the yen pairs. The reversal finally happened, quite violent across board. Every yen pair had at least 200 to 300 pips reversal. So what everybody should do is please wait for it to give you a clear-cut entry signature before you enter, right? Even though the reversal has started, that fair value gap is so wide that don't take a trade except you see it at any level. So for example, where you have marked that shoulder, there's also an IOFED above it. There's also an IOFED above it, a fair value gap to the upside and a fair value gap to the downside. Exactly. So take note of all these levels and don't just rush to enter the market. Please don't. Please don't. So you don't lose your hard-earned money. So do we need to wait for fundamentals before selling JPY pairs? No. The fundamental that needs to reverse the trend has already happened, but you need to wait for things like high of the week. So if you look at this GBP JPY now, the high of the week, last week, the high of the day, let's see it on the daily time frame. The high of the day, liquidity has to be grabbed from those places. Then the high of the session. So let's see on the daily. Zoom in, please. Zoom in, please. Exactly. So the high of the day, where's the high of yesterday? Is coinciding with the left shoulder. Do you see that? So that is adding more confluence. So sellers will exist above 206.35. Why? If it goes to grab that liquidity, to grab the liquidity of the day, so is either price is either grabbing monthly liquidity, weekly liquidity, daily liquidity. Remember the liquidity sweep now, shoulder, then sweep. So we are expecting that there will be a sweep. So there was a sweep of that shoulder, but there will be a sweep of the previous day's high. So that's a good place to get ready for your sell. I'm answering the person that said, what do we wait for? So you wait for that daily liquidity sweep, right? That's one. Number two is session sweep. So let's see it on 1 hour now. 1 hour. If you are impatient and you can't wait for it to go all the way there, where is the high of New York? Friday. The high of Friday, New York session. New York session. So we know the high of Friday, we have marked it. Where is it? That's it right there. So coincidentally, that's it. So it's still that same high. So that's our trigger. So we expect price to tap above that, grab that liquidity, then drop down. So let's zoom out a bit and see if there's a flip zone there. Flip zone there. Okay, there's no clear cut. All right. So the other thing that we can now use to enter is if you see, remember what I taught you the last time I spoke, IFVG, inverted fair value gap, meaning you must see a fair value gap. So we want to sell, right? We want to sell. So we must see a fair value gap to the upside, a strong green candle with a fair value gap that pushes to the upside. And then we must now see a sell fair value gap, a strong red candle to the downside that closes below the green fair value gap. That's another place to enter. So we may not find fundamental news, but we must find liquidity concepts, liquidity zones. And I've told you the liquidity zones now, right? I've told you the liquidity zones. So do you understand what I just said? If you don't, please type, let me say it again, then we'll be off for today. Zoom out Legon. I want to see if we can see that same IOFED. Because our IFVG is similar to it. No, zoom out, not in. Okay, so watch is not understood. Okay. Were you here last week where I explained it in detail? So I'm saying that we must see liquidity being grabbed. He asked, do we need to wait for fundamentals? Fundamentals, news. The fundamental that happened, is it not last week that CPI happened? Or am I missing something? Peeps don't lie. Last week, was it not inflation data, CPI? Abi? Yes, now. That's the CPI, but it's so violent. How many pips? If we're not in the CPI move, that's it. Does USD affect JPY? Inflation. CPI is inflation. Inflation affects GPI to the last JPY, because JPY, they are a saving economy. The Japanese are known for savings. When you are saving, what eats your savings the most? Apart from exchange rate, it's inflation now. If you wanted to buy a car 3 years ago, Corolla, you would have gotten a Corolla with 3.5, 2.5 million. So imagine you'll be saving in the last 3 years to buy a very nice Corolla. Corolla now is 10 million. Your savings is there, 2.5 is there. What has destroyed your savings? Inflation. So Japan is a saving economy, all right? So great question, great question. So now we're just looking at the liquidity concept. So where are the places that we enter? Above that 206 line, the daily high, that's one. Number two, if I see a sharp move to the upside, fair value gap. Let's use that other fair value gap as an example. That shoulder, that upper shoulder that you drew at 207.50 levels. There's a shoulder there. There's a fair value gap, sorry. Just below it. Exactly. If I see a sharp green move to the upside with a fair value gap, I will mark the open of that green candle. So this sharp move now, that candle number one, candle number two, candle number three, there's a fair value gap. If I see something like that form today or tomorrow, I will mark the open of that green candle. If I now see a red candle push with force to the downside, the same way this other red candle now pushed and broke below the low of that green. If I see the red candle, as the red candle is coming with force, if it closes below that green, with force, with a fair value gap, then I'll enter. So there are three things now that were said. That left shoulder that Lekon drew, which fortunately coincides with the Friday high. Then IFVG, a green candle to the upside and a red candle to the downside, an inverted fair value gap. Those are the liquidity levels. Is this making sense now to anyone, or it is not? Cannot explain it in any other way. Maybe later will explain it again, or the guys will explain it at 3 o'clock. I cannot explain more than what I have explained. It makes sense. Okay, if you still don't understand, say it so that they will explain it during the afternoon session. All right? Okay, then. Thank you, everyone. Trade safe. Cheers. God bless. Over to you guys on the team.
Thank you very much, sir.
All right. So after yesterday's CPI, everybody should go and analyze their pairs again from the daily time frame. Go and analyze it again from the daily time frame. Something has changed in market structure. There's been a shift. Go and analyze everything afresh again and mark those new levels on your charts so you know what you are doing for the pairs or the assets that you trade. All right. Thank you, everyone. Cheers.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, Sheyi, I'll check out your link. Very insightful. I'll check it out. You can also put it here. I told you people that Sheyi knows how to trade. He also trades Nigerian stocks very well. So don't let him be coding here and be forming like he knows exactly what he's doing. So you can post the link here and the commentary too. All right, then. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Sheyi, please don't disguise. All right. So to meet by 3 p.m., make sure you trade cautiously and use your proper risk management strategy. 3 p.m. is the time. Let's convert the game and see what the market has done. Cheers and God bless.
Help you earn as you learn, then listen up. Now, it's a city of Abuja and you want to learn a skill that can help you earn as you learn, then listen up. Now, it's a common saying that it takes an average of 3 years to learn a skill and become profitable at it. How about I share a secret with you that can help you shorten that journey and help you make consistent weekly cash flow, meaning you get to earn while you learn. Allow me to introduce you to the ATM cash flow training. This is the only trading course that can take a total beginner trader up to an intermediate level and up to an advanced trader, taking you from basically 0 to hero. This training will be started from the 24th of July to the 26th of July live in the city of Abuja, and we're going to have our CEO with us, Ejimi, the profitable investor. It doesn't end there. Even after the training, there's going to be weekly follow-up classes with you and facilitators of the EFT Academy to ensure your profitability. Tell me, how much better does it get? If this is something you're interested in, send us a DM and we'll get you started. If you're in the city of Abuja and you want to learn a skill that can help you earn as you learn, then listen up. Now, it's a common saying that it takes an average of 3 years to learn a skill and become profitable at it. How about I share a secret with you that can help you shorten that journey and help you make consistent weekly cash flow, meaning you get to earn while you learn. Allow me to introduce you to the ATM cash flow training. This is the only trading course that can take a total beginner trader up to an intermediate level and up to an advanced trader, taking you from basically 0 to hero. This training will be started from the 24th of July to the 26th of July live in the city of Abuja, and we're going to have our CEO with us, Ejimi, the profitable investor. It doesn't end there. Even after the training, there's going to be weekly follow-up classes with you and facilitators of the EFT Academy to ensure your profitability. Tell me, how much better does it get? If this is something you're interested in, send us a DM and we'll get you started. If you're in the city of Abuja and you want to learn a skill that can help you earn as you learn, then listen up. Now, it's a common saying that it takes an average of 3 years to learn a skill and become profitable at it. How about I share a secret with you that can help you shorten that journey and help you make consistent weekly cash flow, meaning you get to earn while you learn. Allow me to introduce you to the ATM cash flow training. This is the only trading course that can take a total beginner trader up to an intermediate level and up to an advanced trader, taking you from basically 0 to hero. This training will be started from the 24th of July to the 26th of July live in the city of Abuja, and we're going to have our CEO with us, Ejimi, the profitable investor. It doesn't end there. Even after the training, there's going to be weekly follow-up classes with you and facilitators of the EFT Academy to ensure your profitability. Tell me, how much better does it get? If this is something you're interested in, send us a DM and we'll get you started. If you're in the